The first thing before you decide what the metrics is actually to look at kind of the bottom 10% of your audience and the top 10%, and then start to look at what's different. Because what you'll find is, video startup time matters a lot for some customers. For other business models, it doesn't matter. If you have really compelling content and the users are going to be sitting there for 2 hours watching it, it doesn't really matter if it loads in 2 seconds or 4 seconds across every device. But you may find that something like the bit rate matters a lot more to them. But then again, if you're more of a news talking heads, the bit rate might matter less, and rebuffering is going to matter more because those interrupts, when they actually can't hear the voice, is going to be a lot more jarring. So what we really recommend is look at the bottom of your audience, look at the top of your audience, and find what's causing users to stay and what's causing users to leave, and then you can kind of choose which KPIs you should be looking at.
Conversion, right? Whatever that means, whether it's a click-through, whether it's some kind of electronic sell-through, what are the conversion rates? And then, I'd say the next bucket is QoE, right? And I think we've talked about all the core metrics there. I mean, the key is buffering, right? I mean, I'd say that's at the top. And then, depending on content type, right, whether it's short form or long form, you could make an argument that bit rate or startup time you could debate which one of those is second. And then the third are QoS metrics, right? So uptime, availability, what type of errors are you receiving from various components within the infrastructure.
Understanding how long somebody actually stays in a single bit rate, because you might start off with a really wide gamut of different bit rates, and you're doing that because you're trying to adapt and provide as seamless as possible experience. But at the same time, you're doing more renditions, you're creating more work into the workflow, and as if you find that certain bit rates aren't as necessary, it's good to know that there's some that are just stopgaps that barely get used, and they may not be worth the op cost.
If you've got an analytics measurement tool where you can drill down to the ISP or the city that will tell you, what specific rebuffer ratios or where your problem is, you can isolate your problem and shift traffic to a different CDN who may be performing better in that particular region. That will help quite a bit.